Good evening, wrestling enjoyers. Hope you're doing alright, 'cause it's time for the Abnormal Barders. Tonight we got quite a lot of skins to chase after, notably the bed skins. Those beds have sold a lot. Yes, they have. We have the cargo heli bed, the tropical bed, and of course we also have a Sinotype charcoal large box, the Olympus AK47. In the very first instance, out of all the small prop skins, we have the small cards box, the luxury gold wooden door, and of course the Nuke Vibe SAR. And for our regular skins, we have the Caution work boots, Viridian M39, and the Anglerfish miner's hat. Now, if you got a little bit confused there, if you don't know what I'm talking about, my terminology, abnormal skins, regular skins, if you need help, just look in the description right now, scroll down, and you'll see two videos are provided at the very top of the description. If you were to go ahead and watch them, the top video is 60 seconds long. It's a short video, which will quickly showcase to you that abnormal skins, they become marketable before the rust or even rotates, and that is very helpful for us, the Ruskin investors. So basically, we get an early insight whether these skins actually have demand, and we can then realise, oh, hang on a minute, it might be a pretty good idea to actually jump in and buy some. So what we'll do is we'll sit down right now, look at all the skins, look at their sales, talk about any potential collection continuations, and we'll figure out what prices we might want to offer for all of them. And we know exactly when these abnormal skins become marketable. So we'll race to put those down, and of course, afterwards, we'll look at the abnormal barter support, see how many barders each skin has, how high the prices go, and that is when we figure out whether we actually want to jump in and buy some of these. And of course, with regular skins, when we see the rust rotate tomorrow, then they will become marketable. So, okay, cool. We get that. We understand. Shall we jump in? Shall we proceed? Shall we figure out what prices to offer for both the beds? So I'm going to do both of them at the same time. Cargo heli bed, you have reached 43,000 subscribers. Tropical bed, you have reached 31,000 subscribers. So, if I could just quickly hop back over to here. In fact, I should go over to here because I actually quite literally made a video talking about this very problem. And it's not the first time I've mentioned it, but because we know we're getting brand new skinnables from here and now, it had to be made. I made this video here. Now, of course, the example was the brand new bed skins. But basically, if we're going to see a brand new skinnable every single month from here and now, we have to be aware that the first few skins are going to sell ridiculous amounts. As time passes, as we see more and more and more and more skins being, put in rush stores and of course being given away as Twitch drops, the original skins that first came out very likely will struggle and suffer. Okay? Now, I've mentioned this many times, referencing back to the first few backpack skins we got, large backpack skins. No Mercy, Hard Suit, they sold a lot and then they suffered. So I mentioned it in this video, I've shown it off in a previous video as well, so okay, we get the idea. Now, based on expectations, I honestly thought the cargo heli bed was going to do between 40 to 45,000 subscribers. You might think, oh, but Hedge, maybe a lot of people will wait until the last second and then go ahead and buy even more beds. I get the feeling you're not going to see that many because a lot of people like to wait until, I start yapping. And I don't think anybody wants to jump in and buy those beds in terms of trying to make an investment because they have sold too much. Oversaturation has happened. Cargo heli bed, you have 43,000 subscribers. You're smack dab in the middle of my expectation there. And with the Sinotype charcoal and tropical bed, I thought they'll both do between 33. Oh wow, I put 48. I meant to put 38. Whoopsie. But anyway, hopping back over to here. By tomorrow, both of these very likely will reach 33,000 subscribers. We'll see. But if it does sell less than my expectation, it's still a lot. That is still over 30,000 subscribers. So both of these right now, what do we expect? Well, referencing back to the large backpacks, let's just go hop back over to here. What prices did they sell for? What was the amount they sold for? So scrolling over to here, we have the No Mercy backpack, we have the Hard Suit backpack, $3 and $2. Okay, that actually sold for a higher price, and it still sold an absurd amount. And then of course after that we had the large hazmat backpack, we had blackout backpack. Time went on, and we saw, over the course of 16 weeks, consecutive backpack skins constantly being accepted over and over and over again. Now, I have brought up this point. I don't think we're going to see consecutive acceptances for every single brand new skinnable constantly. Like, I'm rolling with the expectation that we're probably not going to see that many bed skins next month because there will be a brand new skinnable, of course. It's expected to be the handmade LMG. I'm not sure if it's been officially announced yet, but that is the expectation. So next month, we'll probably start seeing a whole lot of handmade LMGs and focused items of the month. You might not see that many beds. So maybe it's not going to be as bad compared to the large backpacks. And please remember, we saw so many backpack skins last year. Like, we've got like 35 over the course of just like 1 year, or technically speaking, 11 months. They first became skinnable last November. We've already got 35. So Face Punch went a little bit too crazy with the acceptances. Hopefully things are different, but the expectations are still the same. These have sold far too much. Other options will appear. They very likely will be dropping off. So, to just get straight to the point, I kind of don't want to go that much higher than halfway. In regards to Cargo Heli, I will point out, yes, it has a collection already. It's not that in demand. Some of the skins are doing quite all right. Was the small box, there you go in there. But not all of them. So it's not a very in-demand collection. In regards to this, whilst it sells at $2.49, I honestly think I'm just going to do 70 cents to $1. Now, in regards to the tropical bed, we are actually seeing the inklings of a brand new collection. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh, wow, that looks cool. I think that probably could have like a nice, cool collection. Well, guess what? Skin creators have already started. We have tropical sleeping bag. Now, I've tested this out in the jungle, and yes, this is really good. In the forest areas, in the grassy plains, it's also very good. This gets very nicely concealed. In the jungle, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, you put it down, you walk away, and then you turn around and you won't be able to see it again. It's ridiculous. But anyway, if we do see that potentially being accepted, and I am expecting even more tropical skins to be made after that, like a locker, maybe we'll see some cool looking chairs and tables. I keep saying the same things, but that's the ones I want to see most. I think that bed actually might do quite all right. As in, it'll probably retain its price better compared to this one. Because number one, it did sell less. And number two, oh, I'm stuck there. Okay, so I broke that. I think SMM's just broke. But yeah, with that potentially building up into a brand new collection, that actually will likely perform a little bit better compared to this. So for tropical bed, I think I am going to still do the 70 cent to $1 bar order. But I think this one's a little bit more promising. But I still expect it to drop off. We're right in the middle of the autumn-fall seasonal dip at the moment. This period of time is where we tend to see the skins at their worst. A lot of people keep asking me, Hedge, what's going on? Why are prices down? Loads of kids went back to school. Not as many people playing at the moment. Now, September was the worst of it. You'll see that right there. There you go. But notice the drop-off. A significant portion of people stopped playing because they had to focus homework and all that. But with the naval update next month, the very big content update, I get the feeling we're going to see even more people playing. And it very likely will end up like last year, where it's, you know, the momentum started to pick up. December was amazing. January was even better. All right. So, as I've been saying many, many times, save your skins until January time. Yes, I know some, you know, you might have been cleaned out with your wallet and whatnot, but it's typically the same every single year. Best time to sell your skins, January time. So January 2026. If you can survive until then, you'll make more profit. So beds, sorry to say, but I have noticed a lot of Halloween submission for beds. There is a lot of them. And I don't know how many Halloween rush doors we're going to have this year, 2 or 3. I would be surprised if we get at least 3 beds. Even if we only have 2 Halloween rush doors, I think they'll still accept like 2 in the same store. So this month, considering we have 5 weeks of rush doors, I think we'll be seeing quite a lot of beds by the end of the month, and these will very likely lose their interest. So I just want to point that out. So yeah, 70 cents to $1 for both of them. Sinotype charcoal. So, very straightforward. $1.70 to $2.20. Sinotype has just been plodding along perfectly fine. The more the merrier. Been saying that for a very long time. But whilst some of these really did crash and burn, the majority of them have now recovered. I don't think these are as bad as what they were like a month ago. And I think in several instances, some of the Ruskins have actually reached their lowest point already. And I do believe Sinotype was one of them. They dropped off at some point around September time. Then they started to recover a little bit. Right now, they're just kind of stagnating. But only one of them's in a negative now. And you very likely will recall, some of them were down pretty bad. Clothes wasn't doing very good. Ore wasn't doing very good. Scrap wasn't doing very good. Well, now it's up 9, up 5, up 10. Tools, you're still a bit funny. You did sell quite a little bit too much. But then again, you did too. But anyway, sorry. You very likely have picked up a bunch of these Sinotype skins if you offered $2.20. Congratulations to you, because again, as I just mentioned a little bit earlier, if you hold out until January time, post-Christmas time, I believe that's going to be where we see these skins actually work out quite nicely. Get their first proper boost. And you'll probably find out around then which skins are more in demand compared to others. You'll see prices much better compared to others. Now, of course, firearms, that's in a wonderful spot. That very likely will not be pushed out of its wonderful spot. But All the other skins right now, they're not too pricey. Most of them kind of are still around $3. If you've got funds, chat, you might have to jump in and make a move now. Because as time goes on, is it expected to do better? Yes. How much better, though? That's still questionable. You can go back and look at the graffiti collection if you'd like. So let's go hop back to SMM. Come on, return to life. Graffiti storage collection, please. This came out 3 years ago. How much of a difference do we see now? All of them sold for $2.49, and I can confirm, on average, it looks like these are selling for about $4. Yes, there's some instances where some of them are selling for $7, $6, $5 and a bit, $8, but they haven't crept up to an insane price. None of the other storage collections have reached the heights of the Neon Storage Collection. So if we could just quickly hop over to here, Neon Storage Collection, or it's just going to be Neon Collection now, isn't it? Because they have all the other deplorables. There you go. Yep. So if you look at all the skins, all of these are like real pricey and whatnot. Well, most of them. But don't assume all of Sinotype skins are going to go up to like $10 each. No. At best, most of them will probably get close to around $5 as time goes on. So if that doesn't sound very appealing to you, all right, well, fair enough. But be aware, okay? So again, $1.70 to $2.20 should be perfectly fine. Right. Olympus AK47. This is interesting. It's got quite a lot of interest. Now, with my expectations in regards to the Olympus AK47 and the cards box, I thought both of them would do between 23 to 26,000 subscribers. But I was also fully aware that with all these other skins like over here, the beds, the Sinotype, even the anglerfish minus that, I thought they'll be taking up probably a little bit too much attention, and I thought these might slow down a bit, and yes, they have. So small cards box, to my surprise, the first ever cards focused box, and you're doing not that much. But again, we're here to focus the Olympus AK47 at the moment. This did eclipse that, but it hasn't really pushed on that much more. And there's definitely been some rumblings in regards to, well, could this be one of the AK47s that people will actually appreciate? I can confirm there is a collection continuation right there, the Olympus L96. It looks very nice and shiny. I'm sure a lot of people will be appreciating that. So based on what I'm looking at here, with its design, with its transparency, I just can't help but assume a lot of people will be liking it. But is it expected to go far? That's the next question. I do recall in the past we've had a fair few AK-47s that come out. They do quite all right, but by quite all right, I mean they just retain their value. So I've been thinking about it. I've been questioning it. Many skins have dropped off, of course, because it's, you know, the worst of it. We're currently in the first week of October, and I think I am going to do a decent buy order. Now, I will remind you, in the past, I've looked at certain other AK-47s, and I thought, oh, well, that probably did quite all right. It's very unique. It's very special, and then, yeah. But anyway, that right there. People do appreciate white designs. People do appreciate gold trim. People do appreciate red transparent aim sights. I've been thinking about it. I'm not surprised by, you know, at least 20,000 subscribers, but I was expecting potentially higher. I think the Olympus AK-47's a pretty good shout. And for a $3 skin, I think I would do $1.70 to $2.20. I think this could have a pretty decent future ahead of it, but I don't want to go too far. So if you're sitting there and thinking, well, I don't feel like it's going to be that safe, by all means, offer a lower price if you want to. But if we're already through the worst of it with October time, the autumn fall seasonal dip, and with, you know, January getting closer and closer, Christmas time and all that, I think it might be doing quite all right. And I've seen Fuff make more skins for it, and they do look just as good, and I think people will be wanting these. We'll see. Like, take for example, how many people here can afford a Comics AK-47? But then again, we did recently get that Twitch drop that's like very bright white and then pink at the same time. Maybe not everybody appreciates that. But what people do appreciate is a collection that does build up. And the Olympus collection could potentially, oh, here you go, could potentially build up into a pretty interesting white weapon collection. Will it actually happen though? That's the question. So that's totally up to you, but I'm feeling somewhat optimistic its design is going to be appreciated. So that's why I suggested $1.70 to $2.20. So now we can talk about the playing cards box. Now I know a lot of people are kind of hoping to see like an actual design that looks very similar to like an actual pack of cards. But it didn't happen. But it is still a cards box, and it is still a very unique thing that nobody else can compare to. Nothing else in this game can compare to. Now, of course, I did make another video. God, how many references to other videos are you going to make, Hedge? Well, I make them, and they're always relevant. But yes, I did question, could this collection actually build up to like a collection similar to Sinotype and Graffiti Storage Collection and Scientific Storage Collection and, of course, the Neon Storage Collection? Could we actually see an attempt for about 15 to 18 skins in total? We do have the diving boxes right there, yellow and blue, and I am confident we'll see another one being accepted tomorrow. But, of course, we do have Halloween in a way. Will we actually see a proper storage collection that is small boxes? And I'm happy to see it because then it won't take away too much attention from Sinotype. Well, here's hoping. But if it does happen, all right, cool, even better. I wouldn't be surprised if the cards box does work out quite nicely. Now, you also might mention, Hedge, aren't the prices down at the moment for some of these skins? That is correct. So if I were to click this, yeah, I'm on skinlytics.app at the moment. Small diesel is slightly above in price. Small fuel is slightly down in price. And small meds is kind of taking a bit of a chunk. Just remember, we have a Neon Meds collection. Neon Meds storage from last year, so yeah, it's had a bit of an impact on that, but not the whole collection. These prices have been going up, these prices have been going down, they're going up and down. But if this is at their worst in the beginning of October, I'm not going to complain. Now, quite a lot of the skins from last year in regards to small boxes, they're actually not doing too bad. If you go look at them right now, some of them are quite comfortably in the positive. Looking pretty sweet, no complaints. All right, cool. Is this going to be a situation where we just need to see how far the collection goes? We need to see this, time pass for a while. Will we see these eventually rise up in price? Here's hoping. But you've also sold quite a bit less compared to these two. However, how long will the rust ore take to rotate tomorrow? That's another good shout. Is it going to be an early one tomorrow? Or is it going to be a fairly late one tomorrow? We'll see, because a few more sales might happen. But you're currently selling less than what I was expecting. I thought you'd do between 23 to 26,000. Chances are you will probably fall just a little bit short, below 23,000. So, okay, cool. For a $1.49 skin, I think at the very least we could offer 80 cents to $1.20. Yeah, I feel like that would be a good shout. I feel like that would be a decent shout. So 80 cents to $1.20. Cool. Nuke Vibe SAR. You've basically matched up perfectly with the AK47 from the previous week. Almost. You're going to sell a little bit more. But much like AK47 behavior, SAR behavior tends to be the same. And if people didn't care enough about that AK47, I don't see that holding either. Sorry to say, but it's not going to be surprising at all. God, look at all the SAR skins this year. Down 70%, down 58, down 30, down 59, down 32, up 87, down 59, down 56. Yeah, the majority of them aren't looking very pretty. So I'm not feeling very confident with that. 60 cents to 80 cents. So that was all the... oh, no, we completely skipped the luxury wooden door. So sorry about that. 60 cents to 80 cents. Oh, there we go. No, there is a collection continuation. I will mention that very quickly. But as you can see, not sure which one will be accepted, but that is a wooden door. And how appreciated are wooden doors? You will notice that, oh dear, not looking very pretty. No, you don't use wooden doors that much. They don't get that much appreciation, and the prices drop. So you're sitting there selling for $2. I would be surprised if you go down to about maybe like 80 cents. Now, if there were to be a deplorable collection being built up, it might do a fair bit better, but I'm still expecting it to stay below $1. So I'm not going to offer 60 cents to 80 cents for you. I'm probably going to do like 40 cents to 60 cents for that. So, yeah, 40 cents to 60 cents for the wooden door. But I just don't trust them because people don't seem to appreciate them. Learn from other people's behavior. Okay, so now we're just going through all the abnormal skins. Let's now talk about the regular skins. And of course, the regular skins, they become marketable tomorrow when the rust ore rotates. Anglerfish miner's hat. You have sold a lot. Not surprising. We've seen some very similar behaviour when we saw the salvaged ice picks being the focused item of the month. The first skin to be accepted in 8 years, sells about 26,000 subscribers, then the other ones appear after it, and it crashes and burns. So sorry to say, it does look very cool. With all due respect, the anglerfish design is awesome. But I don't see it retaining its price. It was a recipe for disaster because they listed it at 99 cents. Well then, but it looks cool. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if as time goes on, that actually does eventually reach, back up to $1 price. But tomorrow, I am expecting another mining hat, and the week after, another mining hat, and the week after, another mining hat. Let's just quickly point this out. With the Rust Workshop skin checks for October 7, whilst we didn't have that many skins, we still saw quite a lot of interesting options for miners hats. So if we could just scroll down all the way over to here, I can confirm we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, 5, 6, 7 options. And of course, last week as well. So you got some pretty cool looking, like... We've got the mini lighthouse here, you've got the golden designs, and then you've got like Thunder Gold, a collection continuation. So mini lighthouse, the little light fixture here, basically looking like a lighthouse. Very cute. Over to here, not fine gold, but a somewhat nice, you know, golden design. And then you have Thunder Gold. Yes. So a collection continuation potentially right there. Who knows? But it's not just this as well, because of course we also have Halloween. So let me just scroll up. And in regards to Halloween submissions, oh my. Oh my. I told you initially that I expected at least 200 skins. I was correct. But just to clarify, there was 322 submissions. Yeah, let me put it this way. If there were to possibly be 3 weeks of Halloween, they have plenty to choose from. They have plenty to choose from, so we'll see. Next week we'll find out. So let's just scroll down and search for miners hats, because we do have a nice, decent selection of them. We have Creep from Cuba, Zombie miner hat from Mad Polly, and we have the Medic hat. Which okay, we got 4 actually. Medic hat comes with a little mask as well, which actually looks really cool. So basically, the point I'm trying to get across is we also have Halloween options. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that gets accepted. That actually looks like a fun little design. Is that a collection continuation to the cap from like a year or two ago? Ooh, I don't know, but we'll talk about that next week, don't you worry. Medic hat also looking pretty sweet. Mad Collector with his brain sticking out. I mean, we got some pretty cool looking designs, 100%. But will they be accepted? Ooh, we'll see. But I am expecting at least 2 or 3 more to be accepted. AKA other options to come out to take away the attention from this. So sorry, but it's to be expected. So for that, I think I'm just going to offer between 50 cents to 70 cents. I don't know how far it's going to drop off. I don't know how much you like to use miners hats. To be honest with you, I don't even think you use it. So if you're not feeling confident with it, just offer 50 cents. Go even lower if you think. But yeah, usage of miner hats, maybe it's just more of a novelty. It's fun to have. Okay, with all due respect, that's nice. But yeah, maybe just about 50 cents probably. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah, and then we're down over to here. Viridian M39. Sold little, because of course, how many M39s did we get accepted very recently? Quite a lot, and wow, they've dropped off. So to be honest with you, I think it's just going to drop off like these two. 60 cents to 80 cents. Now, caution work boots. It's nice to see you being accepted after 5.5 years of waiting. However, can confirm only 6,000 subscribers, can confirm it has actually sold less compared to the hoodie and pants. So it's actually wedged in between them now. This did 4,000, the tier 2. This over here, the clothing did 8,000. You've done 6,000. By tomorrow, I don't really expect that many more sales. Not too bad. But it's still an incomplete collection. Will we actually see some tier 3 eventually at some point? Has anybody asked? Well, let's go over to here. Let's go take a look at the workshop. Let's look at the comments. So click this, looking at that. And what do I see? Oh yeah, all the messages from like 5 years ago. So, okay, fair enough. We get it. I'm not going to say no, but it's only going to really benefit or really work out nicely if we do see that collection continuation. So, yeah, okay. So, that is essentially everything. It's looking interesting, but we're kind of worried about what might be accepted tomorrow. But to be honest with you, it's not too hard to expect what's going to happen. I expect a bed skin to be accepted for every single Rust tour for October at the very least. Same would be said for the miner's hat. Is it actually going to happen? Well, we'll see. Anyway, let's focus with what I was saying in regards to the Halloween batch. So Halloween has, we have over 300 skins to choose. Chat, I'll grab this link. Not only will I put it in the description of the video, but chat, you can take a look right now. I am going to ask my chat, my Discord server, what skins do you reckon are going to be accepted? We'll do a bingo, and I will select all the most popular choices, and I will put a video out showcasing all of them. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase all the collection continuations in my next Rust Workshop skin checks, because I can't make my own collection because it'll conflict with the official one and it just cause problems. So next week will be different, probably be a shorter video, but it'll be more about showcasing the skins that have been submitted. And to be not biased, I'll be showcasing all the collection continuations. And I have seen quite a lot, notably the Ghost Guys burlap shirt and pants, collection continuation to the poncho and the bandana we saw last year. Yes, they also glow. Well, there's a version that doesn't glow, but I'm feeling confident the one that glows will be the one that will be accepted. But at the very least, during the day, you'll have a nice white primitive set to wear. Because if you cannot afford Arctic protection, yeah, that makes sense. But all the clothing and armor this year, there's so much of it. Like, I made a big joke last year how, like, 2/3 of all the skins submitted were deplorables, mostly garage door skins. But this year, we have a significant chunk of some very nice looking clothing and armor pieces. And yes, lots of collection continuations. So we've seen like Pumpkin Jacket. I've seen like the Awakened Tier 2. I'm looking forward to it. But are we going to see the skins we want to see? Bit debatable. But there you go. Here's all the beds. 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4, 5 bed, 6 bed, 7 bed, 8, 9, 10, 11... No, 10. 10 different designs. Yes, some of them glow in the dark and some of them don't. Plenty to choose from for potentially having 3 beds being accepted this year for Halloween. 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll see. So loads of boxes, loads of deplorables, tons and tons and tons of deplorables. I should point out, I was very surprised to see a reactive target. Alright, not going to say no to that. Some very cool looking fridges. I won't be surprised if this guy manages to pull it off. I don't know how or why he does it, but yeah. For the past 3 years, started off with the small boxes, then the large boxes, now he's onto fridges. What do you mean? Well, he makes one for Easter, Halloween, Christmas, and he keeps getting them accepted. I won't be surprised in the slightest. I told you, I warned you, I was expecting more fridge skins to be accepted this year. So, okay, fair enough, we get it, I understand. Right, so plenty of skins, collection continuations like the Frankenstein locker, collection continuation to last year's Frankenstein fridge. Go ahead, look at it, comment below, what would you like to see being accepted, alright? So, okay, cool, we get the idea. Is there anything else that we should address? Yes, Twitch drops. I hope you managed to remember that we have a very special exclusive backpack skin being given away for free, because if you missed out on this, you're not going to be able to get it ever again. It was only available for like a 5-hour period. You only had to spend 30 minutes to grab that. Not that many people were super eager for it anyway, but that garage door, a lot of people were very enthusiastic for. So unfortunately, people didn't seem to like the colour purple, but once we saw that, the mood kind of improved. So chat, I hope you're enjoying getting all those brand new Twitch drop skins for absolutely free whilst you watch me yap away. What about commits? Have we found out anything interesting recently? So there's a fairly decent potential that we probably know what the next Skinnable is going to be after, potentially, the handmade LMG. If I could just quickly navigate back over to here, looking at my tweets. Scroll. Sorry. Where is it? I put that tweet out. Quite a lot of people noticed it. There we go. For some strange reason, Facepunch felt the need to update the tactical gloves texture. I wonder why? But have you noticed? The first ever brand new Skinnable out of this new recent batch, deplorable skin bed. Next week, potentially, a weapon, handmade LMG. I wonder what might happen next. Oh, maybe some clothing and armour. I wonder what clothing and armour piece might potentially be accepted as the next Skinnable. I wonder. Anyway, yeah, tactical glove sounds like a perfect shout. There have been like previous instances of Facepunch doing like surveys asking people what they'd like to see become Skinnable. Tactical gloves was on like near the top. I was personally hoping for like wolf headdresses and whatnot, but I'm still fine with that. So I'm still going to make a video talking about like what potential new clothing and armor skins we'll see. Personally, I know for a fact that you want small backpacks. I know for a fact that you want to see hazmats becoming Skinnable and whatnot. So that'll be a discussion probably for this weekend. You'll see the video. You can offer your opinions. You get the idea. So I think that's everything we needed to say. If you want to stay up to date with in regards to all the newest Rust Workshop skin submissions, consider watching this. All the chapters, all the collection continuations are right there. You get the idea. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do those borders. Okay, almost ready. So I just told my chat like right now, if you're not too keen with some of the skins, don't request too much. Obviously, price obviously matters as well, but maybe consider requesting less. 3, 2, 1, let's roll. So I thought, you know what, I might focus the cards box first. I'm very curious about it, but it doesn't seem to be appearing instantly. Come on, don't be shy. What we got? So I bet the beds have appeared. Oh, there you go, there's charcoal. Let's go request some of you. Now over to here, the AK47. Hello. Now over to here, small cards box, no. Tropical bed. So I said, maybe keep it a bit low. I'm only going to request 30. I'm a bit cautious for what might happen next. Luxury gold door, no Nuke Vibe SAR. Cargo helibed. Right, you are definitely questionable. Very questionable. There you go. I'm going to request 25. Nuke Vibe SAR. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go. And the wooden door. Sure, why not? Let's go try. I'll ask for 15. So there you go. That should be alt cards box. The thing I said I wanted to prioritize. Whoops. But everything else appeared. It's not my fault. There you go. Oh, 30. There you go. 30. Right, done. So we'll skip ahead now. Look at all the abnormal barter support. See how many barters each skin has, how high the prices go, and we'll question who actually want to jump in and make some purchases tonight. Okay, we're back. So it's been about an hour. I've been looking at some skins. Or don't you worry, you'll see in a second. We can see some of the prices here now, and oh my, Cargo Heli, it looks like it's already getting close to its rust ore price. So let's hop in and take a look. So let's hop over to here. Cargo Heli bed. It's already at its rust ore price. And the barters, well, most of them seem to end at just over $1. Someone else tried to offer a little bit more. A few extras have appeared somewhat close to $2, but no, this is not going to retain its value. I'm still confident that this is going to drop off. With more skins being accepted, and in tomorrow's rust ore, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another one, or maybe two, who knows. But how far could it go down? Are we going to see as many bed skins being accepted in comparison to backpack skins? I doubt that, but I still worry for this. So if you're going to sit there and say, Hedge, should I go ahead and buy some of these? I think you're better off with a buy order. I think you could put down a $1.20 buy order, and I will not be surprised in the slightest if you can buy this for about half its price. So we'll see how things turn out as time goes on. Maybe the Cargo Heli collection randomly becomes in demand. We'll see. Now, speaking of potential collections, Tropical Bed. You're currently in the rust store at $2, and you already have a listing at $2.27. So, if we do see the sleeping bag and a whole lot more of these nice-looking tropical deplorables, it very likely could work out. Do you remember Ultramarine? Started off with a garage door that did like 30,000 subscribers, but with more and more skins being accepted, it actually worked out quite alright. So if I could just quickly look at that over here, Ultramarine. Let's go see that for ourselves. Because at the moment, this is doing quite good. Prices should be down real bad. That's evens. So interesting. 30,000 subscribers almost. Very similar to what the Tropical Bed did. And it still did somewhat alright. But it is still a different situation. Of course, you know, plenty more things that could take the attention away from this. Potential brand new skins. So, looking at the actual buy orders, you can see it basically ends at just over $1, much like the Cargo Heli. But remember, this is selling for $2, that one's selling for $2.49. Again, if you offered like a $1.20 buy order, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you do pick up some of these for a cheaper price. But the potential for a collection continuation, keep an eye on the workshop. Now over to here, small cards box. Selling right now at $1.49, and the buy orders are looking pretty sweet, all the way up to $1.30. This very likely could be the second lowest selling skin out of the whole set. And this very likely will remain to be our only cards themed box from here and now. Nice white design with a bit of, you know, a few colours on the front there, obviously indicating what it's for. But are you actually going to be insanely profitable or anything? Blah, blah, blah. Will we see the diving small box being accepted tomorrow? We'll see. But can it actually get anywhere? Will this actually progress after Halloween? We'll have to wait and see. So the buy orders at the moment, honestly, you probably could just go buy a few yourself. If you're feeling confident with it, jump in. Lack of other options, and yeah, okay. Also, if you really wanted to, you could probably put down like a $1.35 buy order, maybe you'd be able to pick up a few. The real question is how is this going to behave as we go through Halloween? 2 weeks at the very least, without any other skins being accepted? Will people panic? We'll have to see. So yeah, barters looking pretty good, looking pretty sweet, and I wouldn't say no to the idea of potentially buying a few. But I've got one of these $1.30 barters here, and I'm probably just going to stick with that. Now over to here, the Olympus AK47, listed at $4, with barters pushing up to just over $2. This was expected, but could it end up climbing a little bit higher? If we were to see the Olympus L96 being accepted tomorrow, would this instantly spike in price? And with this having such a lovely bit of transparency, is the door open to the idea of seeing a Olympus SAR? Oh, could we see something that rivals the Heatseeker SAR? And if that happens, ooh, we'll have to wait and see. If you feel confident in it, by all means, offer something around, or no, $2.20 as well. But we will see how this progresses. We'll see how this turns out. Maybe it performs better compared to most AKs, but it's still below its rust ore price. All right, fair enough. What we want to see is how does it perform as we go through January 2026. Gotta wait and see. So yeah, barders don't look too bad. But honestly, if you really wanted to pick up a bunch of these, you could probably just put down like a $2.50 barder. You very likely will pick up a bunch of them. So, okay, fair enough. Over to here, Sinotype charcoal. Only now we get to the Sinotype skin. But yeah, if you feel confident the Sinotype collection as a whole is going to do good, just go buy some. All right, if you've got the funds to spend, go for it. It's up to you. Go store all of your horse poo in that lovely box. And then over to here, Nuke Vibe SAR. I mean, I have what, like 66 cent buy order. That's not retaining its value. You could probably put down a 75 cent buy order. Very likely you'll pick up a bunch of these for like next to nothing. But is it even going to be profitable? Unlikely. So yeah. And then the wood door. I had no faith in it. Still did a buy order. I did like what? Am I the 51 cent buy order? I think I am. Well, I don't think it's going to be down that bad, but would you even be able to pick up any of these? I don't know. But as time goes on, maybe we do see the collection continuations. Locker is currently in the workshop, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see more. But are they going to be accepted? So honestly, overall, this is a bit of a dry week, I guess you could say. But what could we look forward to tomorrow, potentially? Well, as I said, we are expecting more beds. We are expecting more miner hats. Halloween, maybe not next week, but maybe the week after. We'll see, we'll see. Plenty of very interesting skins were submitted. Will it be a lot of early picks tomorrow? Or will we see quite an interesting batch of skins being accepted after being submitted quite some time back? So this is where I have to mention the clothing and the armour. Got some interesting cursed collection continuations here. Burlap clothing. But scroll. Night Demon, boots and gloves. Then we have Funerary Tier 3, and then Stinger Tier 3, and then Speed Rage Tier 3. And then from the previous week, what did we also see being submitted? Even more very interesting options for clothing and armour. Island Assault Jacket, Snakebite Tier hoodie and pants, Serrano hoodie and pants, Temple Tier 2. We also happen to see Barbarian Tier 3. So if you're going to sit there and say, oh, surely we're going to see a collection continuation for this in-demand collection, which one? Which one? Comment below which one you prefer most, but yeah, which one? Don't be surprised if you potentially see some of these skins being accepted for November 4 swipe as well. Keep that in mind, right? So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm looking forward to finding out, and I'm sure you are too. I do hope to see more clothing and armour. This one was a bit, like boots and a miner hat, but do take into consideration you very likely will probably see another pair of boots and another miner's hat. Don't be surprised. So I think that is everything. Yeah. So keep an eye on the comments, keep an eye on the player counts and whatnot. Let's see how that turns out. And now I have a very special surprise for you. So I thought I'd add this at the very end of the Abnormals video. So I just want to point out the collections that will be in the description. You will be able to see all the skins if you so wish. 323. Let's just say they have plenty of available options if they want to do 3 weeks of Halloween. Anyway, let's just scroll down. Let's just get a quick glimpse of all of these skins. We've got tons of clothing and armour, tons of deplorables, and a lovely selection of some weapons and tools. I say that because there's not that many compared to clothing and armour and deplorables. But hey, let's see which of these skins potentially get accepted. But now I kind of want to talk about something. And I'll be showcasing something as well in a bit, don't worry. So basically, do you recall Mr. Shadowhopper with his endeavour to see if he can get bone walls accepted into Rust? Constantly asking Face Punch with lovely selections of pictures with bones and skeletons and whatnot. Come on, let's add bone walls. So he's almost at 2 years, all right? 2 years. Do you remember last year for Halloween 2024, we did the Bone Wall protest? So, I'll be linked in the description as well if you go watch it. We prepared a fun, silly event in the Art of Rust server, and we had quite a lot of people taking part. We were sacrificing each other to appease Skellalister, which you can see somewhat in the thumbnail there. So, after we did that, we actually got a bit of a response. I got some gifted subs from Alistair, apparently. And when it was the first year anniversary of Shadowhopper asking for bone walls, he actually got a response. Now, they just said, hey, it's just a concept. But wouldn't that be awesome if that could be our Halloween version of the gingerbread building skin? And if you don't know what I'm referencing, every Christmas, when the Christmas update is actually in Rust, everyone has the option to use the gingerbread building skin. It's free for everyone. It's a wood building skin, so it's not like it's going to be like pay to win or anything. Well, I mean, like abusive. But what I'm saying is, imagine if we could get a bone wall building skin that's only available during Halloween. That would be fine. But it looks like they also quite literally designed like an actual like bone wall barricade and whatnot. I mean, hey, we'll see. But they all look nice. Could that be a massive surprise for Halloween 2025? Or are they still cooking on it? We'll see. So with the success of this, what are we leading towards, Hedge? What's going on? I have a very special surprise for everybody here. So, I'm sure you know of Monstera. She recently had a Twitch drop skin. Very successful and wonderful, very talented artist. From the Art of Rust server, of course. And you are probably fully well aware of Mr. Uncle, the man behind the Island Assault collection. I was speaking to both of them, and we came up with a fun idea. As a testament to the protest that took place last year, and the tenacity of Mr. Shadowhopper to constantly keep asking, yearning, craving for bone walls to be added to Rust, we decided to adapt Skinnable right here. Lovely picture, by the way. And yeah, we now have Skinnable in a much more formal dress, a whole lot more sinister. This is the Bone Cultists Garage Door, a submission for Halloween 2025. But to truly appreciate it, let's hop in game and give it a good look. Get a good look at that. A very nice, lovely adapted version with the wonderful expertise of Mr. Uncle's sculpting and the awesome background he designed there, and Monstera's fine touch with her artistic skills. What do you reckon? Does it look like him? A lot more sinister and somewhat scary. And let me tell you, he's holding that bone knife for a reason. Yeah, you might want to start running. Anyway, let's just pan around. Get a good look at that. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Feel free to comment below. I'll get up nice and close. The sunlight beaming on it. And of course, how's it look at night time? So with the lights on still, it's not super reflective. But hey, I know what you care most about. How does that look at night time? Well, it's a super bright, super noticeable garage door. Would you like to have that for Halloween 2025? Feel free to comment below. I'll link the workshop page for this in the description as well, so you could go see that for yourself. But yeah, if we don't see bone walls this year for Halloween 2025, oh, we're going to have to take it further. We'll never stop. We'll just have to keep on protesting. They'll probably do it on purpose because they want to see what else stupid things we can do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck with your buy orders, your your investments and whatnot. But next week, not tomorrow's Rust Store, but next week, is it going to be Halloween? Considering we now have 300 submissions to look at. If it is, all right, cool. 3 weeks of Halloween. If it's not, all right, fair enough. Maybe we'll just see some very large Halloween Rust Stores for 2 weeks. We'll see. So catch you later. See you and goodbye. Oh, well, quite a lot of competition.